A story about two bears. There were these two bears, right, sitting on a bench in the middle of town, and one bear said to the other one,
"What are we doing here in this urban jungle when we should be out in a big forest being bears and not sitting here drinking strawberry milkshake on a Saturday afternoon whilst watching all these big-head nightmares walking past with their Harmony hairspray and their lack of dress sense? We should get back to basics, mate, and head on back that old road back to where we belong. This is no place for a bear. We should be out fishing for salmon upstream, or perhaps scaring old ladies out of their pants while they eat the picnics. Not sitting outside the body shop watching Dave and Dave walking along eating McDonald's and eyeing up all the local totty.
Ooh, the totty is nice though.
What do you reckon, Frank? I'm telling you, we should go now while the going's good, before we change into social inadequates like the rest of this shower of absolute and total utter imbeciles. Can you see where I'm coming from, Frank? Can you?
Blimey, I didn't know that we could talk. I thought that bear in the jungle book was just some crazy bear fantasy. No, I don't want to go back to the jungle now. Not now I've discovered my vocal cords. I'm off to Mark 1 for Men to buy me a lovely sweater. And I want to go into pubs and order a pint and chat up all the local talent, mate. And I want to get me a convertible with wide wheels and go faster stripes. I'm not going to let this opportunity slip, Bertie. Oh no, I'm off ski. See ya. Don't want to be here.
It was only a joke. Birdie couldn't really talk. He was just making it up. And now Frank was off into the concrete jungle to go and make a fool of himself. Meanwhile, Bertie went back to the forest alone, and foraged alone for berries and nuts, and sometimes he caught salmon. But it wasn't the same without Frank. How could he be so stupid, Bertie thought. It was only a joke. Birds can't really talk. And now Frank's out there gesticulating at the locals, with his great big hairy paws, and they must think,
"Flipping heck, what a madman!"
It was getting worse now as time went on. Things were starting to deteriorate without Frank, and things that Bertie grasped so well when he was with his friend now seemed almost impossible. And the washing line had snapped again, and Bertie needed Frank's help just to hold one end of the line so that he could hang the other end to the tree.
Right, that's bloody it,
Bertie thought.
I'm going to get Frank back.
And as the memories came flooding back of the times they shared together, he began to feel a little bit of terror rising up through his sphincter, right to the very ends of his eyes.
Oh, what am I going to do without Frank? I need him. I need him. He always used to say the right thing at the right time. He always used to forage far better than I ever could. And oh, for a taste of his elderberry flapjacks. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I am going to go and get him right now and drag him back where he belongs, whether he likes it or not. But first to find him. Fear not, my fairy little friend. We shall be together again, skipping through meadows, eating buttercups, and fly, fly, fly. Oh, I love him so much. We shall be together again because... 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bertie had gone mad. You see, he never had a friend called Frank at all. Hell, he wasn't even a bear. He was an accountant called Trevor.
Trevor, the breakfast is on the table. It's not gone in 5 minutes from the lunch, and you're not.
It all started when the boss issued a bonus for
who could do the best sums?
And Trevor just wasn't cutting it. He'd lost all his character, and Smarmy Graham always seemed to draw a straighter line under his total sum than Trevor, and it was really beginning to get to him. Trevor started fantasizing, and his mind would wander helplessly into oblivion. Day after day, those frontal lobe apparitions would help themselves to another slice of his intellect, locking it into a place where no one would ever find it. And he always wanted to be a bear and forage and shit in the woods anyway, so hey, who was he to complain? Now he realized that Frank would never come back, because he wasn't even sure if he was real, and his bear adventure was finally over. He decided now was as good a time as any to begin a new hobby.
Oh, what would it be? What could it be?
When finally he stumbled upon his dream hobby.
Stalking. Yeah, that's status, that is.
But whom would he choose as his first stalk?
Let me see. I shall stalk myself,
said Trevor extremely loudly. So loudly, in fact, that everyone in the office looked at him as if he were a couple of maniacs. And he probably was. So he picked up his lunch and went and hid in the broom cupboard for a while, leaving the threatening message on a post-it note on his own computer, saying,
I'm watching you, bitch.
After his fill of corned beef and piccalilli sandwiches, he decided to go outside. On his way out, he stole a rain mat and a pair of dark glasses, in order that he would not recognize himself, and then proceeded to follow himself around everywhere he went, looking behind him in short, sharp intervals to make sure that no one was following him. Then he went into a clothes shop and picked up a pair of boxer shorts. As he did this, he said to himself,
I bet I can guess your size. You're a large incher. I reckon you look good in a thong.
And then he laughed to himself in a disgusting manner. He then went to the telephone box and called his own answering machine, saying,
When you get home tonight, there might be a little surprise waiting for you. I hope you have secure locks on your house, 'cause you never know who might get in. Be frightened. Be very frightened. Oh, okay.
And then he hung up. Laughing, he went back to the office, planning grisly, ghoulish happenings for later on that day. He simply could not wait to get back home and plant himself in the mind of insanity, forever as a legend, and appear on the front cover of Witch Stalker Monthly.
This'll inject a bit of glamour into my otherwise dull and exceedingly boring existence. I will no longer be the sad, routine, afflicted, pitiful man from upstairs in accounts, tormented by my own languished soul. I shall be a hero, and I can't wait.
He uttered to himself in self-appraisal, whilst rubbing his hands together in a Cockney villain-style performance. Anyway, on the way home feeling a bit saucy at the very thought of his own impending raunch factor, he decided to buy a nice frozen pie. Or maybe a lasagna for one. No, tonight he felt extra alluring at the prospect of infamy.
I shall have a lasagna for two.
So as he shoved the key in his front door all sexy-like, he ran up the stairs and started to cook his lovely frozen dish. Oh, the smell was gorgeous. It wafted out of his open window and out into the stalky-infested streets. The aroma danced in the air and filled society's nostrils at an alarming rate. Everybody wanted his lasagna. One particularly sensitive pair of nostrils became enchanted. These were the very nostrils of a very old and very hungry friend who had been hiding in the bushes, waiting to ambush his old chum. No longer could he hide in the brambles, as he was playing havoc with his scrotum. He leapt at the chance of a free meal and charged Trevor's door, screaming,
It's me, Bertie. It's me, Frank, your old mocker from the woods. I'll hand over that munch or I might forget myself.
I thought you'd gone forever, so I decided to become a notorious lurker. And now it's all over. And I was looking forward to it as well, Frank. Oh well, never mind. Here you are. Get your laughing gear around this little lot.
And they shared this hearty meal for two, and both reminisced about the old days back in the thicket, and about what a delicious meal it was.
Sure, bird's eye meals for two to share are absolutely delicious and almost fat-free.
And great value for money too. Mind you, this cheese sauce is playing havoc with my fare, but hey.
I can't wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna get myself a gorgeous chicken korma for one. Or perhaps even two, Frank?
Yeah, Bertie, perhaps even for two. I love you.
I love you too, Frank. Let's go home, eh?
Yeah, let's go home.
Yeah, let's go home.
Let me go home. It'll all be alright. I'll be home tonight. I'm coming back home.
The moral of this story is never lie to yourself, because the past will always catch up with you. Maybe not in the form of a bear, but the bear in this story is symbolic.